Hello and welcome back to April. So today I will be doing my reveal and review of the patterns that I chose for the hashtag Sew24 challenge. And all that information is linked in my video I did yesterday, and I will put some links. I'll just put a link to that video down below if you want to check out that. All the reveals are going to be on Instagram today, so you might want to check out Instagram too. And if I can link that, I will try to remember to do that. I'm trying to do my video ahead because my daughter is coming from out of town with my grandchildren. They're in the military, and so I want to spend as much time with them and not worry about videos. So, alright, let's go ahead and get into this. So, the patterns I chose all had to be size inclusive because I'm a bigger girl. And I will have pictures up of them. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the patterns that I chose. So, I'm going to go in order because I wrote everything down. And this is what I made. So, in yesterday's video, I was wearing the Magnolia tee from Sonia Step. And I know from most sizes, like with Ellie and Mac, I usually wear a 24 or a 2X here. So I put the 24 neck, and then I also put the 24 sleeve for the Magnolia tee. And then I graded it out from the bust down to a 30 for my hips. And it's really big. So, I mean, I could have made it smaller, but I really just wanted a really baggy shirt, and I think it fit the bill. I think it is supposed to be a more fitted top, but like I said, I wanted it bigger, so I probably could have wore like a 26, and it would have been fine. But I also didn't want to make a shirt that wasn't going to fit for this video, and I thought bigger is better, so that was fine with me. So, the one thing I found confusing with putting the pattern together, and I had to cut and tape it together, when you are piecing the pieces out, the assembly was a little bit confusing. I wrote that it starts with the bodice, and then it goes to the sleeve, and then it goes to the bodice. And that just kind of threw me off. I don't know if the sleeve was supposed to be like separate on the side or what, but it seemed like I was like working on it and it just wasn't really matching up. So basically what I did was all the ones I noticed that were a sleeve, I just put to the side and I assembled those separately. And it wasn't that hard to figure out because I've done patterns before. But if you are a first-time pattern maker, I suggest looking at most patterns give you like a picture of what the assembly is supposed to look like. I didn't look at it because, you know, I've assembled so many different patterns before and never had a problem. But like I said, it would be a little confusing if you've never done it before, and that's my only advice on that. Other than that, it sewed up perfectly fine. I made the sleeves longer than it said because I wanted them to come down to my elbow, and I still need to hem it and then hem the bottom, but I just had to cut a little bit off because I had cut it too long to begin with. But yeah, it's totally fine, and I totally love that shirt, and it's really nice, and it's real lightweight, so it'll be great for summer. And then the Styla pants I made were the Jackson leggings, and I made a size 32 on those, which I probably could have made a 30. The thing that kind of scared me at first was that your fabric is supposed to have a 75% stretch. That's a lot, and I kind of struggled finding fabric that I had that was big enough because it's okay, so it's a good pattern, especially for newbies, because you only have one pant leg. I love that. You put your fabric mirrored, so you either put them right sides together or wrong sides together. Either way you want to do it. I like to do it right sides together. So you just lay your fabric down, put your pattern down, cut it out, and then you sew the inseams first, and then you open it up and you spread the legs to sew those together. So that's the way I like to do those type of pants. Anyways, the one problem I was having was the inseams had a longer crotch curve than I think every pant I've ever made before, which is actually, I guess, a good thing because I have a really big butt. So I don't know. I mean, it worked out great in that fact. Now, the one thing I didn't like is their waistband. So, okay, I'm going to explain this as detailed as I can. Like, so this is the waistband. You're supposed to fold it here and make it twice as tall, so that way you can fold it down and put your elastic in the middle. I am not a big fan of regular elastic on my pants. I didn't want to have to use elastic like that in there. I like to use a certain type of clear elastic. I like to use this kind of elastic in the seam on the waist, and I still need to do a video on that, and I'm going to work on that after my daughter and them leave. So what I did was I made 4 of these, and I sewed the elastic to the top part, and that's how I did my waistband. But I will say this pattern is the one that I was raving about in previous videos because it was the best to assemble. It has triangles that you line up on both pieces of paper, and I usually have problems with patterns. A little bit is off-centered and you got to kind of even it out on your own. This came out totally perfect. I don't think I've ever had a pattern line up so amazing. Like, it was the best. It was diamonds. I said triangles, but it was little diamond shapes that you just line up. And it was the easiest to assemble out of all of them. Like, it was totally perfect. Okay, now I love Ellie and Mac, and they're one of the reasons I started sewing a lot of knits. And I never made the curved hem tank top for me. I made my daughter one years ago, and I noticed that the fit of it was a little bit big, but I thought, well, that'll work out on my benefit because I wanted something bigger. And this is, I guess you can't really tell because I'm sitting down, but it's very, very roomy, so that's nice. Like I said, I do a 2X around the neck, and I did the 2X around the armhole, so it's not going to be showing my bra at all, which I totally love. There is a center back seam in the back, which is good if you have a sway back, where it curves in, which I'm pretty sure I do. So it kind of like makes it fit a little bit better. The pattern I do have on here that it was easiest to assemble out of all of them because there was no cutting. When I say no cutting, I mean typically get 2 pieces of paper to tape them. There's usually a line that's here, and so on this one, the line that's here, I cut off and then I just tape it over top of it. Well, the Ellie and Mac one, there was no line. It was just, you just put it right on top of it and it matches up perfect. So that was nice. And I made, like I said, the 2X up here, and then I made the 5X for the waist, which I could have honestly gone with the 4X and been totally fine. But like I said, I wanted to make sure that the outfit fit for the video. And one of the things, this pattern company is the only one out of all 3 that I made that actually has a stretch chart. and you just print it off with your pattern. And like I said, the Styla one needed a 75. That's all the way to here from here. So if you don't know how to use a stretch guide, okay, well, I'm going to show this. I did cut the pocket out, and I was going to put it on this shirt, but it seemed like it drew more attention to my breast, and I didn't want that, so I decided to not put that on there. So to use a stretch guide, you hold to where the 4-inch mark is. See, this is the 4-inch mark here, and then you just pull, and this one would be 50% because it just stretches to the 6-inch mark. So that is really good to know. And like I said, the pocket just wasn't working. But yeah, so that was my reveal and reviews of those 3 patterns that I chose for my So Frugal challenge. And I hope you check out everyone else's. And I will go ahead and let you go. Have a very blessed day. Bye.